All right, today we're going to chat about making your first couple of reach outs with Plexus and really starting to reach out to those people who are in your inner circle. And the mindset that I want you to have kind of going into this is, what if this was easier than I thought? This is truly a mindset that's going to help you in every area of your life. What if walking that mile that you committed to every day was easier than you thought? What if folding that laundry that's been sitting in the dryer for 2 days was easier than you thought? I think sometimes we dread things and we overcomplicate things that aren't really that scary. We just kind of build them up in our mind. And if we just take the action, we start to build that muscle that I actually can do hard things. I actually can do things that are outside of my comfort zone. So what if sharing Plexus was easier than you thought it was? And that is the mindset that I really want you to have, really around this whole challenge. There are so many people who have done this before you. And I promise you that there are people out there who have and are currently doing this who are less qualified and less influential than you are. And they're living proof that this works simply because they were willing to get out of their comfort zone and willing to do these challenging things and trust the process. So, what if this was actually less scary and easier than you thought? Okay, so let's talk about those first couple of reach outs. And I want you to use the verbiage that we're going to share today kind of as a launching place. Obviously, we want you to put this in your own words, put this in your own voice, but don't overthink it. You're going to show up and send these messages in the same way you would as if you found any other new thing you love. If you found a new recipe that your family is loving, or you found a new restaurant, why do you love it? And why should other people be excited to try it? Focus on connecting and sharing your experience. Why are you excited to start Plexus? What wins have you already noticed if you've already started? We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it relatable, because the thing that I've found after 8 years of doing this is that people usually don't really care how many CFUs are in the probiotic or what specific ingredients are in the pink drink. Maybe that's, information that they're going to want on the back end. But what they really want to know is what it's done for you and how it can help them. So what are you excited about? And how can it help other people? That's going to be your launching place. So as you kind of start sharing, I want to encourage you to reach out to that inner circle first. And I call these our ride or die people. These are the people that I call, or you call, immediately when something exciting happens. And you're simply going to ask them to come do this with you. Make an ask, y'all. These are your people. Okay. And we're not going to overthink this. I think it's easy for us to go into sales mode or overthink and, act like we're asking somebody to take a blood oath or something. But this is simple. You are simply transferring your excitement and energy to somebody else and asking them to come experience it with you. And when we can approach it with that kind of attitude of excitement and service, and I have something that I'm really excited about, come do this with me, that's when this gets really fun. Okay. There is really something so wonderfully beautiful and innocent about these first couple of reach outs and not really knowing what you're doing yet and just transferring that excitement. So we're going to pick up the phone. We're going to send a voice message. We're going to let them hear our voice, let them hear your excitement, and we're going to keep it personal. And here's what you're going to say. You're going to say, listen, Sarah, you know how we're always talking about feeling like crap and how we have no energy and we're bloated all the time? I just started some supplements to help me with that, and I want you to come do this with me. Can I send you what I'm taking? Simple as that. Okay. We're not overthinking it. We're not going into sales mode. We're sharing our excitement. I did this with my mom, my sister, and my best friend. And I grabbed my first 3 actually before I even shared on social media. These are the people that you're going to call. These are your ride or dies when you find something new. Okay. If they say, sure, send me some info, you're going to send them a simple resource. Maybe you can send them the Triplex video. I'll share that here in the chat. You can send them the Triplex graphic that gives a little bit more information there. And from there, if they start asking questions, yeah, that sounds great. how much does it cost? Tell me a little bit more about the pink drink. If they start asking questions, know that it's okay not to know the answers. You can tell them, I'm going to connect you, connect them in through a message with your sponsor and say, that's a great question. I'm going to actually connect with my friend Chelsea. She has a coupon code that she can share with us, and she can actually help answer some of these questions. We're not going to overcomplicate it. You're going to start a 3-way. You're not really going to ask her. You're just going to tell her. You're going to do it because we're serving her. We want to get her the best information. And y'all, this is where you're going to start. This is where you're going to start. And some of y'all, this is the really fun part. Some of y'all are going to hit your first goal of sharing with 3 people on these first couple of reach outs alone. So today, your homework is to make a quick list of 3 to 5 people, your mama, your sister, your best friend, your hubby, a coworker, and you're done. You're going to send your reach outs. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to send a voice message. We're not going to overthink it. And we're going to have this mentality. What if this was easier than I thought? Okay, so let us know in the chat when you've made your first couple of reach outs. Jump in the comments there, shout yourself out when you start sending those. This chat is a place to celebrate those wins and celebrate those scary things and getting out of your comfort zone. So we cannot wait to watch y'all this week and see how y'all are doing with this.